Hello, my name is Shola Matthew, and you're welcome to the Billionaire Journey Podcast. Do you know that what you know or don't know actually most of the time shape your perception? And that is really, really true. Let me tell you a story to kind of back what I just say up. So today I was in a public transport, right? And then when I came in, normally what I usually do is I greet people, all right? And then when I went to sit down at the back of my seat, at the back, right? The back seat. And then there were two people at the back. There was a lady, and then there was a man just at the edges of the same seat line. So I greeted the man. He didn't answer at all. I greeted the lady, and then she was like, "Oh, hi, good morning." And I was like, "What is wrong with this man?" I was saying it in my mind, but I just forgot about it. And then just some minutes after the bus took off, there was a particular lady that also joined us around that back seat, and then she greeted everybody. And then I also greeted her. And just few seconds after, or like a minute or thereabout, then the man just did his hand just like a sign, talking to the lady in the front of him. And I was like, what? I think he wanted to shake the lady to kind of greet her, but just like when you give someone a high five, but this time around it's like when you give someone a fist, just to say, just to greet the person. And the lady, because she's a Muslim, there's just some Muslims who believe that as a lady they don't touch the opposite gender. So she didn't want to touch him, so she just kind of folded her arms in her chest. And the man was insisting on, still giving that fist. Then because now I now know what or who the man is or what happened to him. And then I gave him a sign like, oh, she's a Muslim and she doesn't want to shake him. Oh, I was like, okay. And then the lady said, thank you. Now, what do I mean? You see, the man was actually like a deaf person. I didn't know he was deaf. So immediately I came into that knowledge, the kind of semi-anger that I had about him, like that I had of him, that because he didn't respond to my greeting, it vanished away. And it's the same way, so many people, because it's always good for you to kind of look at the way people put yourself in people's shoes. You know what I mean? You put yourself in people's shoes to say, oh, this might actually be what they were thinking about, or this might be the reason they're behaving this way, or this might be the reason they are doing this. Some of the time it's not usually the fault of those people. It's sometimes our own fault. Like it's what we are thinking or our mindset that affects the way we relate with others. Sometimes when people like, oh, this guy is a racist, maybe because you greet him and he didn't answer you, you don't know if that person doesn't even hear. Maybe he's deaf, or he has listening impaired, stuff like that. So always put yourself in other people's shoes before you respond to them. And there's another story that I think the author of the 7 Habits of Highly Influential People, I think it's him or something like that. I know that I read it in a book, and it said that in a bus, the same public transport, right? I think it was even a train or a plane, and then this person, he just came into the bus, and then his children were just running from one place to the other, and he was just there sitting. He didn't even caution the children, like, oh, why are you guys running like this? Then someone was very angry, was like, "Ah, why are your children running this way?" The person sitting beside this man. And the man said, "I'm so sorry that maybe they bothered you, but these children just lost their parent and they didn't even know. And so I didn't even know what to say." And that knowledge changed that man's mindset, and he didn't even bother to, at that point, he didn't bother to kind of call the children to order. He just left them doing their stuff. So most of the time, it's our knowledge, our mindset, that determines the way we react to or respond to other people's situations or to other people's way of life, right? So I just want to say that it's good that we kind of put ourselves in other people's shoes to know how we behave, right? To those people. And it's just the way that life would balance up. All right. I hope you learned something from today's podcast. Thank you so much for listening. Have a good time. Bye.